Hello everyone, my name is Jeanette. I'm also known as Scrapbook Mom, and last night as I was surfing through the internet I found these cute little waterfall cards, and I thought, well, those are really cute. I'm going to give them a try. So I sat down and this is what I came up with, and so I'm going to show you that how simple they are to do even though they look very complicated. The first thing that I did was I took my cardstock. I took an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and I cut it in half at 5.5 inches, folded it, and then ran my bone folder on the edge to give it a crisp corner. This piece of paper here is 4 inches by 5.25, and I went ahead and adhered it to the front of my card. Then I took a 2-inch by 4.25 inch strip. I ran it through my Cuddle Bug to emboss this image here. Then took my Versamark and white ink pad to give it some definition, and set the strips with these little teddy bear eyelets that I found from Eyelets Etc. a long time ago. So I'm going to show you how to do the rest of the card. The next thing you need is a sheet of paper that measures 2 inches by 9 inches, and then we're going to go ahead and we are going to score this. To do this, what you do is score it at, get this on backwards, at 2 inches. Make sure that this is straight in my paper cutter. I'm going to score it at 2 inches, and then again at 2 3/4, right there. Then I'm going to score it again at 3.5, and then again at 4.25. Just about right there. Okay. Then I took my bone folder, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure these have a nice crisp edge to them, like that. Fold them back and forth because you want this card to really be able to flow nicely without getting hung up. And by doing this, it'll do that. Like that. The next thing that we're going to need to do is to take this sheet of paper and you're going to insert it underneath this strip right here. You want to take this top flap that's right here and you want to glue it to the bottom of that strip. And what I did was I just took my glue runner and let's see, about right there, and I ran the glue runner. You really want to make sure that this is going to stick. I went ahead and I put it right here and then just pressed it down. This was easier for me, I found, to do it this way. Then I just slid it underneath here, and there's your card. The next thing that I did was I took 4 sheets of this little paper. These are 2 by 2, and you cut 4 of them. Then you need little white sheets of paper, and these measure 1 7/8. And you're going to turn around and you're going to stamp your image. I went ahead and pre-stamped my images and colored them, and I did that to 4 of the little cards. I decided to make this a little baby girl card, so I have my 4 little images, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to this other card, the little base. So I'm going to glue around, and before I stick this down, I almost forgot and ink the edge of my little stamped image so it won't just look so stark white on the paper. Next, I'm going to add this to here, like that, and now we're going to add them to this. You want to take them, and I really glued mine down to this. you're going to want to adhere it to this sheet of paper. And what I did was I stuck this one here. You're going to go to that score mark that you scored at the beginning. You're going to line this up on that score line and add it. The next part is this next score line give you this space right here. So you're going to go ahead and add your glue runner to that, and take your next stamped image and butt it up to that line. So you can see how they're starting to layer. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And add my next image to that line. And then last but not least, my last image. You want to make sure these really stick. And you add that. Just like that. Now, you're going to want a little pull tab, and you can see how that's doing right now. And the more you work with the card, it'll flow smoother. But now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a little eyelet down here so I can put a ribbon there to allow it to pull. So I'm going to go ahead and put that there. And I just grabbed this one because this is what I had in my hand, and I didn't want to mess with a crocodile right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of measure, make a hole, and get my eyelet. Slippery little things. Add my eyelet. Change my tips out here. Sorry, that was a boo-boo. I'm going to go ahead and set my eyelet. Then I have a piece of pink. Changed my mind on that ribbon because it was too big and it didn't want to go through the eyelet hole. I didn't want to tear the card. So I switched it to this little satiny looking ribbon. I'm going to go ahead and get that through there. Just like that. I'm going to just tie it in a knot. Like that. Like that. Tie it in a little knot. And just kind of trim off my edges. Like that. The next thing that I'm going to do is, stamp It's a Girl on here. And I have this little stamp set that I got long time ago. I don't even know where I got this from. I think Hobby Lobby. So I'm going to get my It's a Girl stamp. And ink it up. And stamp it right about here. And there you go. And here's this cute little card. And just water flows down. So if I can do this technique, you can too. Thank you for joining me. Have a nice day.